parallax camera effect, strobe lighting, epic lipstick renders. These are some of the topics that we will cover in this video. Let's go.
Hey guys, I hope y'all are doing well. Welcome to the part 2 of this lipstick tutorial. Before we get into it, I just wanted to thank you guys for your feedback on the previous tutorial. I'm really glad you guys liked it, and a couple of you commented and asked for a second part on this tutorial. So today we're gonna animate this lipstick scene. Also, I just wanted to thank everybody that subscribed to this channel. We are already 7 on this channel. This is insane. Thank you so much, guys. And yeah, let's get started. So before we start, I just wanted to show you a couple of other scenes I've been exploring while doing this video. And I'm just showing these to you guys so that you can see that it's important to explore while creating 3D. You can just try many different scenes, different effects, and yeah, just play around with it, look in 3D, try to imagine what shot would look cool animated in 3D. And yeah, it's really all about just applying some techniques you learn in tutorials and trying to make cool renders out of it. That's another one here with some force fields. If you want to learn how to create this type of effects, there's a YouTuber, a Blender YouTuber, who made a really great tutorial. I will link it below. There's this kind of effects that can be really cool too. Just like that. With the final result, it can be really cool to see this shot from far away, then from very close. This is what we're gonna be creating today. So just a very simple scene like that. As you can see, there's this kind of parallax effect in it that we're gonna see how to create. We can see the camera really stretching. So here again, once again, I have my lipstick set up by itself. And again, if you want to learn how to create one, Derek Elliott made a great tutorial on that. And what we're gonna do first is create this array of lipsticks right behind it. So what you could do to do that is just press Shift D and then Shift Z, and just kind of like play around with it like that, position it yourself. If you do want to have something more accurate and symmetrical, you can press Shift A and add a plane axis empty, right click, adjust empty display, and just make it a bit smaller like this, up. Okay, and now move it backward on the y-axis, pressing G and Y. And then I'm gonna add an array modifier to this lipstick. And instead of a relative offset, we're gonna uncheck that and use an object offset here. And I'm going to select this empty that I just created. So now, as you can see, it just follows the object. And I'm gonna be seeing the view from here, so from the front. So I'm going to put it up to the sides like this, go to my camera view like this, just drag over the top, and then I'm using the little tilt key for going here into the camera view. Add a third one, just like this. If I want, I can preview it in render mode. Well, we don't have much lighting right now, but I can just uncheck these and we'll see a bit better. So I'm going to make it look a bit further away like this, and maybe a little bit, we can refine it after, but I'm gonna keep it like this for now. And now I'm going to add a mirror modifier to have it on the other side as well. Now, the problem with the mirror modifier is that it will create these weird intricacies here, and this is because this lipstick is overlapping with another lipstick created by the mirror modifier. So what we can do to fix that simply is just duplicate the first one, right click to release it, and then I can just delete these modifiers and hide it for now with H. So then what I can do is apply these modifiers on here, applied, and then I can just go ahead and delete this whole first one since we duplicated it. Tac, delete vertices, and make it reappear right there. There it is. So now we have this figured out. I can move these ones to the side a little bit if I want. And by the way, to select it, I'm just hovering with L. And there I can just move that a little bit to the side. Okay, that's pretty good. So now what I want to do is add a little bit of randomness into the rotation of each of these. So what I can do is I'm just going to deactivate the depth of field real quick so we can see them better. So what I can do is press RZ on the first one and just rotate it on an angle like this, and then press all of these other ones, and what I can do is just hover over the top of each one of these, press L and then P, and separate by loose parts. That way I have them as independent right there. Tac. And I can select all of them, right click, set origin, origin to geometry. And then what I can do is just press F3 and type in randomize transform. And then I can change the rotation on the Z axis just like this and make it random. And as we can see, I just went to 171, and that's pretty good. They're all placed randomly. Actually, I can rotate the bottom of it too, just to give it a slight angle. So select origin, origin to geometry, and you can apply the randomized transform to this as well. So then what you want to do is add some lighting. So as we can see, we had this flickering lighting in the intro, and how we do this flickering lighting is actually pretty simple, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do it right now. So I'm gonna switch back to the scene world and scene lights, and I'm going to add an area light to the side. Press JX to move it to the side, R, Y, and 90 degrees, just like that, up. I can scale it a little bigger to make the shadow smoother, maybe. What we're gonna do is drag in a new window using the corner, just like that. And I'm going to go to the graph editor. We just add a keyframe onto the power, tac, just like that. And then I can just press, select this area light and press N to make this pop up. Go to my modifiers and go into add a noise modifier. Now, as we can see, nothing is happening much, but I can scale it like this and make it stronger. Tac. And then, bam, something is happening. In fact, I'm going to add the keyframe at 0, just like this. And then, oh, does that, yeah, I have to add the modifier again. And then increase the scale, tac. I think that looks much better, just like this. This will control the pace at which here it'll go pretty fast, and here it'll go much slower. So this is all taste and preference. This will control how much light you have, much stronger. As of here, it'll be much more subtle. And that's all I'm gonna use for the noise modifier. Then I'm going to use a limits modifier. This will allow me to, I don't remember each one exactly it is. Yes, this will allow me to make the animation start a bit later if I want. For example, up the animation here and bam, it'll start right here. And then I'm going to add one last modifier, which is the stepped interpolation. this will make it, as we can see, stepped. So instead of fading out slowly, which is something that we could want, but in this case, I think it looks good just as a thunder flash like that. That's it for the modifiers. That's pretty much all I used. I used another light right here, hitting the side. Just another area light, just like this, tack. And it does a pretty big job. See, you could also work with just animating a light going up like this. That can give you some cool effects. Or press Shift R, 3D cursor, and then you can play around with your lights in interesting ways. Look, see, like this is just random. I'm just messing around with this, but I can see that this would look pretty cool from behind. And now the last thing we want to do is animate the camera and create this parallax effect that I showed you in the intro. What we can do to animate the camera, it's very simple. I can press N, go to item, and then we're gonna animate it on this axis. So I can just insert a keyframe here, up, right click, insert keyframe, right here, and go a bit further and insert another keyframe. I can also do IL, just like that. Now it'll look like this. You might not need to have the keyframe eased out. So as you can see right now, it starts slow, goes faster, and goes slower again. We might not want that, so I don't want it. So I can press A and T here and select linear. That way it'll be much more constant of a movement, as you can see. You might not want this parallax effect, but I can show you how to do it. What it is just animating the perspective. At first, if I want, let's say I want to keep it on this angle, I can add some perspective, keyframe right here. And then here, I'm gonna match the beginning position again, just like this. Add another keyframe and press T and make them linear as well. And now, as you can see, your camera is gonna stretch out like this and it'll create this interesting effect like that. And if I wanted to, that might be way too much, but I can step it back some more like this, insert a keyframe and make it more zoomed in. We'd have to adjust the rotation as well, of course, add keyframes on the rotation. But here I can add another keyframe, hovering and pressing I. And then it'll create an even stronger effect like this. So play around with it and yeah, just you can figure out what you want to do with it. I also added some depth of field on the first one. I can preview my depth of field by clicking here. Tack. As I can see, it's not very great. I'll just pick this first one. I think that's pretty cool. Make it less intense, maybe, just to have them slightly blurred out in the background. Yeah. And yeah, I think that's pretty cool. And that was the reference scene that we had. Slightly different, a bit longer. Also looks very cool. So please feel free to add a comment if you have any questions. Just I will check it out and answer it, of course. Feel free to subscribe. Another video is dropping Friday and it'll be some iPhone animations. I can show you a little teaser right here. That's pretty much it for today. Leave a like, subscribe, and have a great day, guys. That was Melivan. Peace.